Gentlemen, start your engine!
Drivers, start your engines!
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Remember what I told all my drivers? Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
And gentlemen, start your engine!
And welcome back to another episode of the Green White Checkered Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew, joined with my co-host, Shane. We're here to talk to you about Phoenix, which was actually a decent race in my mind. A little bit of NASCAR news, and then we're going to get into some betting and a little bit of Homestead talk. So Homestead on the schedule early this season. I guess let's hop right into it. Phoenix, Seabell gets his third in a row. How you feeling about Seabell? Yeah, I know you had the, 4.5 wins on the season?
3.5.
3.5. So you're there. One more.
Yep.
Oh,
and you know how that goes. He probably won't touch another one the whole year.
He'll get injured. He'll have some freak foot accident or something and just have to sit the season out.
Go snowboarding.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit of snowboarding.
Yeah.
Break both of his legs so he doesn't come back. Very strong start for Christopher Bell. Dominated that race in my mind. I don't think anybody really had the speed to keep up with them, and they just played it right. He wins it. So even on the green white checker there at the end. So yeah, I don't really know what to say. That team is just come out blasting, firing on all cylinders. Can he keep it up though?
I mean, nothing tells me he can't. I mean, we're at the point where we can say that he runs well on pretty much every kind of track, and he's proven it now. And last year, it's like they've cleaned up on the things that prevented them from having probably a regular season championship year. A couple of, pit road speeding penalties and engine failures and stuff like that, but they put out a top tier car almost weekly, and they're continuing that into this year while cleaning up on the few things that prevented them.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been fast at Phoenix, and you got to look back to the 2023 championship race where he's running for the championship and has basically a brake failure right off the bat. So, what could have been there? And I liked him last year to win the championship, and he fell short again. With just some bad luck in the playoffs. And I mean, with how he's looking right now, he's obviously the favorite to win the championship. It's going to be interesting to see who can step up and start competing for the wins. Because like I said, it was dominant, and he just won a super speedway, a road course, and then I guess a short track at Phoenix. So here's the first speedway. We'll see if he's up there still. He's had up and down luck at Las Vegas, so it'll be interesting
for sure.
Yep. Well, what were your other takeaways? We had the 2 tire option. You had the option tire and then your normal tire. How are you feeling about having the 2 options?
I mean, if you're going to go with the original tire, I love it. If you had this option tire for the whole race, that would be interesting. But I thought that it, a typical boring race in Phoenix, it made it a lot more interesting for sure, because you had the leaders go out on the runs, and they'd basically have to manage their tires when they were using the option tires. So it was definitely, I think, a good move by NASCAR.
Yeah, you saw Joey Logano, I think it was stage 2, take the softer option tire and run up to the front. Looked like he was going to win the stage, but Christopher Bell on the harder tire passed him right there at the end. I mean, I liked it to an extent, but then the other half of me is like, why don't we just have a softer tire put it back in the driver's hands and maybe give him a tire limit. So I still think the option tire lasted too long. We saw it about 50, 60 laps to really start evening out with the hard tire. I think a soft tire, if it's going to be an option, needs to be like 30 laps to where you're hoping for that caution or something around that point. You're trying to use it as a boost. I'd say just go with that tire at all times, only tire. I think I said it last week. I liked guys like Josh Berry because they can save tires and really run well at a track like Phoenix. And well, there he is. He finished P4 or P5, which is a great day for the Wood brothers. And I think it just kind of proves the point that the guy that can save tires and just be consistent will be there at the end. And Josh Berry is one of the best in the garage right now that can do that. So yeah, I don't know, just one soft tire, limit how many sets they got, make them save them if they have to. I think that's how you do it. Because I miss the old days where a guy would like save a set and then there'd be a caution with 20 to go. And he's the only one with a new set. He pits, has to start dead last of the cars running or whatever. And he's got to charge the front. I want to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but the thing is, I don't have confidence NASCAR will do that.
No.
So if they're not going to go to that tire permanently, do you like the option?
Yeah. Like I said, though, it's got to have a little more fall off. It had plenty of speed. I think it was just the right amount of speed, but you're still running. I mean, I think Logano went 70 laps on those tires before he got passed for the lead. And it was just like, come on, the tires got to fall off quicker. I want to see, 30 to 40 laps max, and then you're struggling. You're dropping, 2 seconds to people. You got to pit. Otherwise, there's no point. Everybody's just going to try to go out on the soft tire at the end of the race, and that's it. The guys that used it are done. They're going to follow the back. We saw that this week. And we saw guys try to put the softs back on after, they ran them for so many laps. Didn't really work for some of them, but I don't know. I'm not a fan. But it's better than what we have had. It was probably the best Phoenix race ever. So, I don't know. It's hard to like good race. It was entertaining. I don't like the option tires. Like I don't the 2 tire options. Give me a single tire that falls off. But, yeah. Do you happen to catch the Xfinity race? It was also really good finish. Bowman wasn't too happy with no. Bowman, well, first of all, Allgaier dominates the race, right? Easy win until they get a green white checkered. And of course, Bowman and Almirola then pass Allgaier and out of turn 4. Freaking Almirola just uses Bowman up and wins the race. It was pretty good. Kind of what you saw Bell do to Hamlin, where he kind of pushes him up, except Almirola took him all the way to the wall. So, I don't know. 2 good finishes. Both look pretty close to the same. I doubt we ever have a Phoenix race look like that again, honestly. But who knows?
Bowman was in the Hendrick.com.
Yeah, he was in the 17.
Yeah. Aren't they all 4 going to run a certain amount of races in that car this year?
Is Chase? I don't know if Chase is. I know the other ones are. I know Bowman's already run one, or not Bowman, Byron. I know Larson's going to run some. I don't know about Chase. I don't see why not. He'll probably run like the Roval and something else in there. Just knowing him. What else we got for Phoenix, man? Honestly, it was kind of an underwhelming race, but it was good racing.
What did you think of the finish? Did you think Bell was going to hold on?
I did not. I thought Hamlin was going to get it. I honestly did. Well, with the restart, I thought there was a lot of good options. I thought Larson was going to have a chance. I was really hoping my Busher bet came through, but he had a bad restart. And then it was like, oh man, Barry's up here. That would be really cool. But No, I didn't think Bell was going to hold it. Kind of like the day before when Allgaier just dominated and he lost it. I thought that was going to happen again, but Bell managed to do it, pull it out 3 in a row. Can he do 4 in a row? Is a real question.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. I think it's only been done 6 times in the modern era since 76?
Yep. So, and it hasn't been done in, I don't even know the last time.
I think it was
It's been a
Jimmy
long
Johnson. It was Jimmy Johnson and then Mark Martin before him.
Yeah. Let's see. Gordon's got one. I don't even know who else. So Earnhardt's got one. I had it up earlier and I don't know where I put it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can. I mean, he's got speed at tracks like Homestead. He's not my favorite for Homestead, though.
Vegas.
But Vegas. I keep saying Homestead. Man.
But you had me a little worried there for a second because I'm like, oh, I got Vegas on in the background.
Yeah, no. That's after. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like the schedule. Like he can win it both, I think, but he almost won at Vegas last year in the playoffs, but fuel mileage let Logano get it. And yeah. I don't know. I'm still off of him, even if I do pick the wrong race. But yeah, I think that's it for Phoenix, man. It was entertaining for a Phoenix race. I'll give it that. But other than that, it was still just Phoenix. Let's see. Let's hop into the news. Carl Edwards joining Prime Video NASCAR broadcast booth as a analyst. Good to see Carl back in NASCAR.
Absolutely. I wish he was still driving.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. He was very entertaining to watch. He just couldn't handle it anymore, I guess. The playoff system and all that. I don't blame him. But yeah, it'll be cool to see him in the booth. I was really hoping because Junior posted something saying big news about Carl Edwards. Like, oh man, put him in an Xfinity car. But no, we're not getting that lucky.
You think he'll do a backflip in a suit?
Oh, dude, it'd be cool to see, but man, that'd be hard. I mean, suits don't move that well.
Yeah, no doubt.
There will be plenty of highlights of it, I'm sure, though. Every week you'll see it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They'll play that till it's not cool anymore.
Yep. Yeah. It's just nice to see him back in the sport. We saw him a little bit last year when he got the Hall of Fame and all that. He was around more, which was cool. But yeah, he's got 10 races. I believe it will start for the Coke 600. Yeah. So that'll be exciting. I'm really hoping they do something cool with the Prime Video and have like the Manning cast for football, where you have like a couple old drivers just sitting around watching the race, talking about. That'd be really cool. I'm just saying, putting it out there, Prime Video.
You'd have to be selective in who you're going to pick, because I don't know what that would be rated with some of the old guys.
See, it should be rated R. Like, well, I'll watch it then for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my hopes. Just get something nice like that, because you watch the broadcast now and then they like dumb it down, right? It's like for little kids or people that don't watch NASCAR. They don't know what they're doing or whatever. And it's just like, kill me. I've been watching this for 20 or 30 years and they're trying to explain what a tire change is or something. It's like, ugh. But and then you got just Clint Boyer drunk off his ass every week, stumbling around. But I mean, hell, Clint would actually be one of the good guys to do it with. Just kind of let him go on just all open, say whatever you want type deal. That'd be entertaining.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But okay, that was it. I mean, we really have no news to talk about. We do have a tire test coming up at Charlotte, I believe, after this week. So I've already got the drivers wrote down for future bets for the Coke 600. But other than that, there hasn't been much. So I guess we move on. We'll talk about Las Vegas, get into some of our favorite bets, a little early betting. And I don't know if you have seen this, but DraftKings is now letting us pick most fastest laps and the fastest lap.
I did not see
So,
that.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So, something new. I don't know. I'd have to do a lot of research on this. I just noticed it not too long ago, but um there's some really good odds on these. So if you can hit, that'd be really good. I mean, for fastest lap, if you were to do Joey Logano plus 1800, like you're telling me a Ford can't go out there and bust one good lap? And then, I mean, even for most fastest laps, you got like Austin Cindric plus 3,000, Kyle Busch 3,000, Chase Elliott 2,000. I mean, there's a lot of great odds. It's just, I don't know. It's still a little early. You got to pull a lot of data, I think, before you start just taking wild guesses at those. Okay. But who are you expecting to pull out the win at Homestead or at Las Vegas this week? I keep doing it. I was already doing
to see what you do next week.
Oh, dude, I'm all ready for Homestead. Like I was looking into it already. But yeah, Vegas. I mean, Larson's pretty dominant here lately.
Yeah.
Do you think one of the Hendrick cars could be up there? Or
Yeah, I do like Larson here. I'm not betting him just because I don't like to bet on an outright winner at plus 400.
Yeah,
but I do like Larson here. I think we're just sitting there waiting for Larson's been just quietly getting better and better throughout the year. And we've just been waiting for classic Kyle Larson to show up in dominant form. And this could be the race that it happens in.
yeah. And I mean, like I said, at Phoenix, he was just sitting there right behind the other two, watching them like ready to pounce, just didn't have the laps.
I thought he was going to get it at the end, but whenever they kind of made contact.
Yep. A lot of people were asking why he didn't make it 3 wide. He's like, if I tried to do that, I was wrecking everybody. So, I mean, at least he made the right call and didn't do that. But this was one of those things. He was right there. Could have got it. I think one more lap, it was his. I really do. Yeah, I don't like the plus 400. Another guy I was really looking at is my boy Tyler Reddick at plus 650, though. I can't pull the trigger. It's a little early for that. I'm right now just being pre-qualifying and this early in the week. I'm looking for more like the good odds on drivers that have a chance that are just mispriced, right? That's, I don't know, Denny Hamlin I'm looking at. He was fast last year, had a lot of good races at Vegas, but he's also had just bad luck and problems and stuff like that. And at plus 850, that's about like the right point for me to where I could see him being after qualifying plus 650. So I was like, okay, that's about where I would start. I know Logano's kind of in there. I'm not sure how you're feeling about those two. Logano's at plus 1100. It's the Pennzoil 400. And who's the sponsor? Oh, Pennzoil. When does he win at Vegas? Oh, in the Pennzoil races. Like, I guess he won at the South Point, but he's won this race before.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. At plus 1100, I like Logano for sure. I don't hate Hamlin at plus 850 either. Like you said, he especially in the spring race last year, he ran well. I think he was top 3 at the end of stage 2, and then kind of fell off, but still got a top 10 in the spring last year.
Yeah, and I mean, in the 6 races in this next gen car, he's had 4 top 10s, 1 top 5, which is rough because if you go back, you watch the videos, he's always in the top 5. And then just something happens at the end, the green, white checkered, or, bad pit stop, speeding penalty, gets involved with an accident. It's just, it never seems to fail. I mean, most of them are usually in the playoffs for him, but yeah, I think he's sneaky this week. I don't think a lot of people are going to be betting Denny Hamlin. I haven't put the bet in yet. I will say that. It's probably going to be a Friday bet for me before practice. I just got to do a little more thinking. But other than that, is there any other guys that you're kind of eyeballing right now as possible wins?
I mean, I kind of like Ross Chastain at 2,200.
Okay.
Um,
Highest
two,
average finish in the field.
yep, and he
So
had 2 top 10s last year at the 2 races at Las Vegas. So, I don't know. I just
I like
like
it.
the odds there.
I like it. I don't know if him and his crew chief are on the same page yet. It just seems like they're missing something. We saw him in Atlanta, which Trackhouse as a whole is pretty good at Atlanta, but it's also a plate track, so you can't really take much into that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can really click and get up there and run well. I don't hate it, and at 2,200, pretty good odds. Yeah, I could see maybe playing a little safer. Well, this top 10's not good. I don't like that. Minus 115. But yeah, okay. Anybody else? You kind of I'll say
Far,
one that I just have been kind of looking at right before we started the show, and that's Alex Bowman.
yeah,
So
he
he
does
won the
have a win
first
here.
Yep, he won the first next gen car here or race here. Uh Usually runs pretty well. He started the season off really well. I had the average finishes. He's in the top 5 average finishes for the season. So he's just kind of quiet. He's there at the end type of guy, and that's what he's always been. I think he could steal a race, and at plus 2,500, if he can be there at the end, hell yeah. Like I said, Hendrick's not going to like that a Toyota has won the last 3 races. They're going to be showing up for this race. Bowman, Byron, Larson, you got to watch out for them this week. I'm
No
not saying
Elliott.
Chase. No
No.
Elliott. I don't know. At tracks like this, he always seems to struggle a little bit. Like even Kansas, he seems to have his struggles. I don't know what it is. Was it Nashville? I think he did okay at, but for some reason, Vegas and Kansas, he struggles most of the time.
Yeah. Well, so you don't like Byron at plus 750? The 850 is your first place.
I do like him, but at the same time, it's like you look at those top 4 guys, and you're just like, I don't know. I don't see the payout there, if it makes sense. Like, yeah, I could go Larson plus 400, but Bell, Reddick, Byron, they could all steal that away, and then I'm out. Was it worth it? And in my mind, no. Right now, it's not. I do like Byron this week. He has won at Vegas in the Pennzoil 400, so I mean, he's obviously already won this year too. Maybe their crew chief throws it, all out there and tries to get his second win of the season. I don't know. I just right now, no, I'm not going to go with that. Maybe I'll throw together a parlay with some basketball game where it's a minus 300, favorite, and pair it and jump him up to a plus 1,500 or something like that. But yeah, right now I'm out on Byron. Could he do it? Yeah. I think those top 4 guys definitely can do it. If anything, that's a post-qualifying kind of bet.
Yeah. So how are you feeling in total about Penske this week?
Penske? Yeah. They're going to have speed. They always do. Blaney, I think I like a little more than, say, Logano or Cindric. Cindric, I could see being, a top 10 car pretty easily. But it's just one of those things. Those Fords seem to pick and choose when they're going to show up. And for some reason, it's always more the second half of the season where maybe, I don't know, first half, they're just trying things. They're throwing stuff at the wall, seeing if it sticks. I kind of wonder if they did that last week with, Barry's setup. Maybe it was something off the wall. They're like, put it in that car. If it works, we'll use it in the playoffs. So it worked for Barry. But, I mean, I don't know. Logano had the penalty. The only reason he got really back up there was because the soft tire. Blaney was kind of flirting up there for a little while, but I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm off Penske for this week, personally, just because of how they have been the second half of the season team.
Yeah. I just ask because looking at the average starting position, and Cindric has the biggest drop off from his start to his finish. So
Yep.
I don't know if he was fast at plus 7,000.
Yeah. See, Cindric's more the guy that I'm going to take for fastest lap, right? He just doesn't put it all together. He can qualify really well, but when it comes, push comes to shove, he gets behind one or two cars, he just falls off. He can't maintain and stay with the pack and run consistently fast. So, I mean, what's his fastest lap? It's got to be decent, right?
Yeah, I'm looking. Did you find it?
No, is he not on here?
I don't see him. I don't know. That's weird.
Okay, yeah.
Unless I'm just
No, he's not on there for some reason. Is he on most fastest laps? Yeah, he's there at plus 3,000 for most. Behind Carson Hocevar and Dinger. That's weird.
That is weird. Maybe
'Cause
they
this
know something
goes-
that we don't.
Yeah. Oh, dude, why is Chris Buescher plus 5,000? Oh, wait. Why is Cindric there
Yeah,
at plus
I saw that.
5,000?
That's crazy.
That's a pricing error right there. It's got to be, because if you look at the most fastest laps and even in like the finish position, those guys are way up higher. I mean, how are you going to say that, AJ Allmendinger can have the same amount of most fastest laps as Cindric, but there's a 3,200 price difference at one single lap? Yeah. That's a pricing error. Get on that now. I'm just saying. Like Bubba Wallace could do it. Cindric can do it. Buescher can do it. Suarez, surprisingly, really good at Vegas for some reason, so he could do it. That's interesting.
Looking at this, comparing it to most fastest laps, there's a few things that are kind of strange. Because this is the first week they've pumped this out, so you might have an opportunity to take advantage of them here.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. It'd probably be a bet on a Ford, honestly, like Buescher. I really like that. Cindric, I kind of like that. Plus 5,000. Yeah. What about Priest? Oh, see, if Priest was like plus 15,000, like there's no way Priest should be above any of these drivers. But he's like 10. Barry ahead of him. Herbst. That's crazy. Cole Custer's ahead of them. SVG's ahead of him. Yeah, there's something up there. So I'm gonna hop on that right now. All right. Well, let's keep going while I try to get my bet in. So we talked about who we like to outright. Who do you think top 3, top 5? You got anybody there?
I don't have any top 3s. I think I might put a little bit of money on Kyle Busch for a top 5.
Okay.
He's got
What's odds on that?
It is plus 200.
Plus 200. Double money. Not bad. Anybody else?
No, he's my only top 5.
Okay.
I
got
guess
a
I do
couple.
like maybe Chastain, top
Yep.
5.
You mentioned Chastain in your outright. You thinking about laddering him possibly and doing like a outright top 5, top 10?
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the top 5, top 10 for him more than I like the outright. Like I said, I just don't know if everything's clicking over there at Trackhouse for them. Top 5s, we talked about odds a little bit. I like Reddick's top 5. Minus 115, so you're paying a little bit for it. But this is the kind of track you're going to see Reddick run really well. I mean, he ran well at Phoenix, and then he had a power steering issue and then tire issue and all that. But Vegas, Homestead, definitely could see him bouncing up there, being a top 5. He finished second last year to Larson. Could see him win, but I don't like the odds yet. Blaney, plus 180. I mean, that's great odds for Blaney at a place like this. And finally, Bowman, plus 350. We just talked about it. Running really well this season. Runs good at Vegas. Has a win. Plus 350. I'll bet that any day of the week. How about top 10s?
Top 10s. I have a few. I got Ty Gibbs plus 120. Yeah, he ran good last year in the spring with a 5th place finish. And then I also have Eric Jones at plus 550.
Okay. You think
Just
that
a long-
legacy car is going to get up there?
Long shot there. And then my biggest long shot, though, and I've been high on him all year, is Riley Herbst, plus 1,100 for a top 10. He's won in Xfinity at Las Vegas, and I think he has 6 top 10s in Xfinity. So I don't know. I think that we could see 2311 have some speed this week.
Yep. Bets are in. I put it on Cindric, Wallace, and Busher. I don't know. I can't. The odds, it's broken right now. So, yeah. So the thing with Riley, and this is going to go with one of my top 10s too, Noah Gragson, and it goes with your top 5. They're all Vegas boys. This is a home track race for all of them. And they all run well. Gregson in an SHR car in this race last year got, I think, 6th place. So a top 10 at plus 400 for Gregson. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. Well, you got Herbst on my list, but
yeah, that was
I saw. I liked it when you put it up there. I hadn't looked into him yet, but I did. Like I said, he's a Vegas boy. I mean, Kyle Busch, when Kurt raced, they always showed up at this track. Same with Gregson. You saw it in the Xfinity Series. You saw it in the Cup Series last year. So at plus 400, I think it's a steal right now. The other guy I'm going with is Chris Buescher. 3 top 10s this year, and his odds keep on getting better. So I'm going to keep riding it. Why not? He's winning it every week for me. So we went from, I think, plus 110 last week, and we're plus 150 this week. Oh, it was even money last week. So we're jumping up, plus 150. That's an easy bet for me. He ran really well last year until his wheel fell off. And, I mean, he's had like 2 11th place finishes, and he's only gotten stronger since those. So I'm all in on Buescher again. He's making me money. He's pretty much kept me alive in my betting world. Dude, last week, Buescher top Ford. It was there. I was like, hell yeah, plus 700, easy money. And then Josh freaking Berry, who I'd also mentioned as a good bet for it, passes him, and I didn't bet it. So mad. I had it.
Barry wouldn't have passed him if he would have bet it.
I know. He would have wrecked out right away. I didn't like Barry's odds last week. Like before I even looked at anything, I was like, Josh Berry this week. And then I looked and he was like plus 1,400, 1,500 outright. It's like, no. 2,500 is what he should have been, but he did really well in that car. But yeah. What else do you have? Do you have any race props like top Chevy, top Ford, top Toyota?
Yeah, I like Tyler Reddick as top Toyota at plus 225. Like I said, I think 2311 is going to be fast this week.
Yeah.
And he's good here.
Yeah. Would you think about taking his teammate at plus 1,400?
Who is it? Herbst or Bubba?
Bubba. Herbst is plus 13,000. So, yeah, Bubba. I mean, he runs well at these cookie cutters. Led a lot of laps at Kansas. I don't know where he is as far as finishes at Vegas.
25th or 20.8 average finish since 2022.
I mean, what has he got? 1, 2 top 5s since 2018. So no, 2 top 10s since 2018. Maybe not there. He did lead laps in 22, but finished 36, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't really have anything. Like I was looking at it, it's just I think all the guys that I would bet their odds aren't great. Like Buescher's not great, Blaney's not great. Maybe Gregson at plus 2,200 if you want to take a real gamble, but it'd be like a quarter unit on it at most. How are you feeling about the Spire guys?
Oh, I don't know. They're pretty unpredictable. I mean, Hosfar has been good so far this year, but I feel like he's been kind of carrying the team. Yeah. I feel like I'm honestly a little down on them right now as a team.
Yeah, last week all 3 drivers were in at least one wreck. I think the week before you had engine trouble for McDowell, and I think Haley wrecked. I can't remember what Suarez did. But it's just like every week it's problems. And it's like, holy crap, get your shit together. Especially like Haley, man. I expected a lot more out of him. He's a veteran. We saw him come out in the Rick Ware car last year and like have a lot of speed. And now he gets an upgrade, and it's just like it's nowhere to be found. He's wrecking the car constantly. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting too because it's like in the races he's ran, LaJoy has been significantly better than Haley.
Yeah. Yep. Which is weird. It shouldn't be that way. I mean, man, McDowell at plus 6,000 says a lot. I mean, he's down there with freaking Stenhouse and Ty Dillon and that. He's better than that, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really liking anything. As far as the winning manufacturer, I mean, plus 120 Chevy, plus 140 Toyota, plus 350 Ford. Would you take a shot at Ford?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how you feel about Blaney and Logano.
Yeah, I think they're like I said, they're a fall type race guys to me. They just, I mean, Logano started off. I think he had a pole last year, if I'm right.
Yeah, he did.
But they just don't seem to stay there in this race. They seem to fall off for some reason. Like I said, I don't know if they're just shooting for the moon with setups and hoping for the best, or what the deal is, or they don't want to show what they got, show their cards too early to where other teams are like, oh man, we got to beat them. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but I don't think I'm betting a Ford.
Well, how are you
about-
feeling about Brad Keselowski so far? Speaking of Fords,
Not
I mean,
well.
is it like time for concern with him?
No. See, my thing last year is Fords didn't really pick up until Kansas. So maybe in May we'll start to see, everybody start running better. Maybe a little bit beforehand too. I'd say give it time. Let them get back in the swing of things. I mean, with RFK, they have just been doing all these changes every year in the offseason to get better, right? Because we saw, Roush Fenway struggle for many years. And then they just progressively are getting better. Like I said, Buscher is one of the most consistent drivers this year with top 10. So they're getting there. And I think Brad will start to fall in line here soon. But I wouldn't put any money on him, at least not right now, unless if it's a plate track. Like maybe Talladega coming up in April. But yeah, I'm a no-go for Brad. How about Priest though? Priest has had
No.
some good showings. Well, I'm not saying bet him. I'm just saying, like, as a driver, he's had some decent runs.
Yeah,
He's had speed.
Yeah, he has had speed. That's what I'm kind of almost thinking is it's almost like Keselowski's had the number 3 car on the team. I mean, you could make the argument, and that's I don't know. That's kind of why I was asking you if you were to the point of concern. That was like, not a surprise at all when Priest was the guy to take the third ride there. I feel like he kind of fits in there. But I don't know. I feel like we've kind of seen what he's going to be type of thing.
Yeah.
Like few top 12s maybe. I don't think he's a contender.
Yeah. Is he running a special scheme? No. I don't know. I feel like when he has a special scheme or a special sponsor, he does a little bit better, but I don't see it right now for him. How about some head-to-heads?
Yeah, this week I feel like it was tough. There was none that I loved. Basically where my head is at as far as the head-to-heads is I kind of feel like it's time to bet against Bell just because it's like, I mean, he's gonna have a down week.
Yeah. I was looking at the top one, the first one listed, and it's Bell minus 205 versus Logano plus 150. I'm like, man, Logano plus 150 in a head-to-head, like, I'm in. Like, let's just do it. Fuck it. I hate Logano, but minus 205 for Bell, nah.
Yeah, they're giving him a little too much here.
Yeah. I thought Chastain versus Busch was interesting too. I think that's a really good matchup. I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it.
Again, Busch runs well at Vegas. Chastain runs well at Vegas. Both are very inconsistent. Not touching it. Same with you got Byron and Hamlin. Like two guys, they're right there in odds. They're going to be together in the race. Top 5 cars. I'm not touching it. And the one I said you're going to see every week, or at least a lot this year, Larson and Bell. Both, negative odds. And I'm not touching it. That's a 50-50 there, and you're paying the books to take it. I don't love it. So I don't know what's going on either. Is you got we only got 4 head-to-heads. I feel like we should have 6 to 8 by now. I know they usually give us more the farther in the season, but I am not liking it.
Yeah. I don't know why we don't have more either. And they're all just tough. I mean, if you had to pick, I guess you said you liked Hamlin. Do you like Hamlin in that matchup?
I don't know. like I like Byron too. That's the thing. Like I said, pretty much any of the first 4 drivers and the odds, Larson, Bell, Reddick, Byron, they're going to be fast. You could pick any of them. You're going to have a shot to win your bet, right? Hamlin, he's going to be up there too. His odds are a little bit longer. That's why I like him. He's going to be up there. Logano, he could be up there. Like, it's another one of those weeks where it's like, I need to see a little more. This is our first actual speedway, or mile and a half, because Atlanta's got the plate track thing going on. Phoenix gave us a little idea what we're going to see, which was, okay, there's Hamlin, there's Larson, there's Bell, Reddick, Blaney. Like, these are your playoff guys, right? Those are your guys that are going to fight for the final 4 in the playoffs. So, yeah, I still want to see a little bit more of a showing before I really go in on that stuff. Like I said, I like Hamlin. I haven't bet it. Part of me is saying go for Reddick, which you can run the high line in Vegas. He runs the high line really well. He runs it better than Larson. He runs it better than Bell. So, yeah, it's kind of where I'm at right now. I'll post it eventually on our Twitter. But, yeah, I'd say after practice, I'll probably be more in on one of these guys.
Yeah. Yep. Going back to what you said a minute ago, the only guys with different schemes this week are, I think SVG is running the Red Bull car.
I know, it looks so good.
It does. It's
so
awesome.
good.
And Riley Herbst is running the Sunny D car. I think Josh Berry ran that last year. It looks
Really?
a lot like it did last year. It's a little different. I think it's got a little bit more blue on it, but it looks good.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because, like you mentioned earlier, it's his home track. They did that, or if it was just one of his sponsors.
He ran Sunny D in 2023.
Oh, Herbst did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. January 31st, 2023, he ran a Sunny D car at Rick Ware Racing. Daytona 500. Did he make the Daytona 500 that year? I don't remember. Because that was the year that was it Chandler Smith or somebody couldn't get going. Everybody wanted practice back and all that. Yeah. Okay. So back in the Sunny D for him. Anybody else? You said SVG.
Is the Orange Days Kubota car for Chastain a special scheme?
Yep. And well, it's not a special scheme. It's a new sponsor for him. Who's the other one? The 47 Stenhouse. He has one. I saw that.
He has one this week.
Like a beer car or something like that. But yeah, Keselowski just seems to run better when he's got like the special Castrol paint job for some reason, or something like that. I'd say wait a couple weeks for Keselowski, at least money wise.
Yeah. Stenhouse is running the Hulk Hogan beer car.
Oh, is that
Great
what
American
it is?
Beer.
It's the
Yeah.
Hulk. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was American something, but I didn't remember what it was. Okay. That makes sense. Hulk Hogan has a beer, though. What else you got? You got anything else for this week?
Not really. I wish there was more head-to-heads, like you said.
Yeah.
And there's not groups either, is there?
No, there's no groups. They added the fast laps and got rid of groups. I know, it's rough. No, I agree. I was looking for it and I was just like, oh, but what's this though? Yeah, and then you got winning manufacturer, which is just a shit show. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I'm hoping the books get better. That's why I like Caesars so much better. But their odds are worse, usually. You can bet qualifying over there. That's really nice. I know some states and DK you can too, but not mine. Okay. Well, you ready to wrap the show up?
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. Well, we will be back next week with our Las Vegas recap and Homestead preview. I'm, like I said, already prepping for it. I love Homestead. It's nice to have it this early in the season. It needs to be the playoff race, though. But make sure to like, follow, subscribe, join our Discord. We chat during the race. Eventually, we're going to do a watch party. So for the link, just go to our YouTube at the GWC Pod, or it's posted in our Spotify description. So on that note, we are out.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.